Hi, I'm Robert from Bishop Stanley Cycles here in Victoria and our shop in Vancouver. And we're going to take a moment here to talk a little bit about accessibility and some of the bicycles that are designed for that. There are lots of resources out there for adaptive bicycles, and those adaptive bicycles are for unique users who are trying to ride a bicycle. Accessibility is not our specialty at this bike shop. We do not do wheelchair bicycles. We do not do adaptive bicycles. We don't do recumbent trikes. So we often will refer people to shops around us that specialize in this. But what we do sell are cargo bikes that can carry adult passengers or passengers with special needs. And so I think it's important to kind of talk about some of these differences when we talk about accessibility on bicycles. Whether they're a passenger or a rider, there is a bike that can work for everyone and their needs. So at our shop, when we talk about accessible bikes, we talked about trikes. Trikes can work really well as an accessible bike for people who are worried about balancing their bicycle. Lots of people, when they picture a tricycle, they picture two wheels in the back and one wheel in the front. And you don't see a lot of those, especially in electric bicycles, because those actually can be more unstable. Cargo bikes tend to all have the cargo up front, centered between the two front wheels, and that reverse tricycle tends to be the most stable way to ride. A cargo trike could be right for an older user who only wanted to carry maybe a small dog or groceries or things like that. Most of these manufacturers now are making bikes that can take large passengers. So the front cargo bin might be rated to 100 kilograms or 110 or 120. And that means an adult can ride in it. For adults that have limited mobility, it's important to understand how they're going to have to climb in and out of that bike, because not all bikes have doors or easy access or the ability to get in easily for adult passengers. There are bikes out there designed for that. One of the bikes we sell is called a taxi, and that bike is primarily used for an organization called Cycling Without Age. And that is an organization that is very specifically designed to take people with limited mobility out on the front of a bicycle. And so it's a very large trike with a very easy entry and exit. So people can back up to the bicycle and kind of just barely squat to get onto the seat. There are wheelchair bicycles out there where you can attach a wheelchair to the front of a bike. So as opposed to the wheelchair user riding an adaptive bicycle, this is a wheelchair user who's going to be transported by bicycle. Other things to consider on accessibility are the different needs of the rider. So some of these bikes, even though they might look like anyone can ride them, they might take a skill set that you may or may not have. If you have more questions about accessibility, see Cycling Without Age. That's a really great resource to see these style bikes. Then you can always pop into one of our shops and we can talk to you about whether we have something that could help your needs, or we can at least refer you in the right direction. If you have other questions about different cargo bikes, see some of the other videos below.